Hey, this is Pierre Delacote talking. Copilot in Outlook. What can we do with Copilot in Outlook? So eventually we can draft an email. So you'll see draft with Copilot in the new email, or you have here draft with Copilot. So you can, really draft anything from a prompt. So the only thing you need to know is if you want to change the tone, you need to do it before generating the prompt. You need to change the tone here. If you want to make it a poem, direct, neutral, casual, formal. So let's try to do that. Send an email to John C-suite explaining how Teams adoption is the tip of the iceberg of his digital transformation journey. Explain why cultural transformation should be at the heart of the project. Long prompt. So I give some context, and hopefully, you know, the intelligence of Copilot will draft something that I can review after. Dear John, I hope this mail I find you well. I hate that they generate that. I'll never say that. So I'm gonna say first, get rid of. I hope this mail find you well and regenerate. So you can draft, you can iterate, you can fine tune your prompt and make it more closer to your need or your style. In the future, there's going to be a thing. I think it's called. um I don't remember exactly how it's called, but it's your style. It's going to use your style to write an email based on the previous email. So you can see that there might be several propositions. So, dear John, I hope this email find you well. Find you well? No, that's not the one I wanted. So that's the second one. Congratulations on successful adoption team. As you may know, this is more than just a communication collaboration tool. The platform it fully realize the potential of Teams. So you see, it really creates a good draft, and eventually you can change everything. It will put your name based on user sender. So you put your signature. If you want to add your own signature, you can change it. Really, this is to help you to go faster, get some ideas. Write not from a blank page, but help you drive something faster. Though that's the first thing. The second thing is what is a little bit surprising is I thought I could select this and right click and say to Copilot to regenerate it, but I can't. So you have to really, I think you have to go there and drive Copilot, but it takes all the content and you can say change it, proofread it, but you don't have like in Word select a piece. I'm sure it's going to come in the future, but it's not available right now. So that's one feature, draft uh, an email. The second one that I think is very interesting is when you're receiving emails and several emails and it's hard to follow the thread. So I think I forwarded one here. You have at the top of the screen, and if you don't see it here, sometimes it doesn't show for whatever reason. You need to open the email and you will find it here. and you just have to click summary, and it will show you. I already click it, so it's instantaneous. Instantaneous, but it will generate, the question that I've been asking the order. So I don't have to really read all the thread. I just have a summary of all the thread and who talked, who said what, or what is the most important thing that they said, and so you can follow up quickly. And that's pretty helpful, I can tell you, to understand what is the thread about, and without having to read everything. So that's something also to know about Copilot for email. Uh, you can also reply to email. So here, I think this is also pretty impressive from what I've tried. So I sent an email to myself. Could you share some advice on how to post a message in different channels, in different teams, when attaching a document? It seems that the document is not accessible by everyone. Any thoughts? Thanks. So when I'm gonna reply to that, so let's do reply. You see here, I have some suggestions. So I already have some suggestions. Attach link instead of file, adjust file permission, use OneDrive or SharePoint, or custom, you can answer your custom question. So, answer. So I'm going to use this one, and it's going to create a draft. And so you see here, one way to ensure that everyone can access to document is by uploading it in OneDrive and SharePoint before sharing it in different channels and teams. This way you can control the permission. This is pretty accurate. So actually, it gave the answer right away for me. So it's pretty awesome that it was able to find the answer based on the prompt, based on the question. So maybe sometimes you're going to receive a question and you're going to have some suggestions, and you can look at all their suggestions here, attach a link instead of a file. Let's see what it's basically it's the same thing. One way to make document exploratory when in a channel is to attach a link and a document instead of a file step. This way you can use it. That's also it's less this uh, there's less description, but it works too. Adjust file permissions. That's another way also to do it. And I basically it's the same kind of solution. One solution is to ensure that document is accessible to everyone in file permission. You know, that's probably true because you don't know the permission in different channels, but that's pretty awesome. I have different suggestions. Would I have it would have been nice to have a preview of them instead of generating all of them every time. But it's pretty good. And custom, you know, I just write whatever I want. So, and I don't think I want that. So, but when you see that, I'm just discovering that when I choose custom, I cannot go back. Oh yes, I can go back. Sorry. So let's go with this one because that was a good one. And so it can really be very helpful when you have a lot of email, you want simple questions, and you want to answer quickly. You generate, you keep it. Eventually, you add, a few text before and after if you want to make it more polite or give more explanation. But it can be a time saver. And we can try on something very. I didn't try actually on the question in here in the thread. I don't understand anything of what has been said here. We can try if we were replying to this. Will there be suggestions? I'm not sure. Okay, in tune best practices guide. So here it talks about maybe some resources uh, that can help people to. Could you Could anyone of this thread recommend a best practice guide for those any suggestions? No, here I ask you a question. So it might not be accurate, useful for every questions, and maybe here there's that maybe the question was accurate because there was something was missing in the thread. So I would need to read the thread to be sure that it's accurate or not, but it can be very helpful. And the whole idea of Copilot is to empower you with some help, contextual help, with some intelligence, and you're the final person to decide if it's useful or not. But pretty simply, summarizing the thread, creating a draft from a prompt, and replying to a question, an email with some suggestions, that will save time. Hope this was insightful.